everyone, it's Jolene here, and I wanted to talk to you about the play that is coming up, Korczak's Children, and I am going to give you the explanation of all of the makeup. First of all, I want to start off with what this video is going to include. I'm going to have the supply list, go over that. I'm going to talk about the face outline chart and what that means, what it kind of talks about. I also am going to talk about a basic stage face, and then I'm going to do half of my face for ideas for orphans, and then I'm going to do my other half of my face for if you're needing to become a boy or a man, things that you can do to look different. And then I'm also going to include a section on how we're going to add dirt, and then how we're going to add wrinkles, and then I'm going to finish off with telling you guys how much I love you and how amazing you are and how talented you are. That's probably your favorite part. Okay, to begin. So first of all, you got your makeup sheet. Okay, so what this is explaining to you is all of the items that you need for purchase here. Okay, and I will show you examples. So the first one is you need a black mascara. Black mascara, you can get anywhere, any brand, is up to you, waterproof or not, it doesn't matter for this show. Also, you need an eyebrow pencil, so any brand, whatever you like, totally up to you. And then you need eyeliners. I put on there a crayon, that it just makes it so it's easier. It just makes them easier they're just easier to blend, easier to apply, so that's what I would suggest. So it's going to say either like this says glide on, or it's going to say crayon, or it's going to be something like that. So black or brown, brown or black, whichever you prefer. And then you also are going to need a powder brush, an all over powder brush. So just a big brush, any brand, again, whatever it is that you prefer. You can buy a cheap one. This is e.l.f. brand from Target. I think it was $2. So if you're okay with that, you can go ahead and use that one. Or if you already have brushes, just use whatever you have if you have something, or buy something. And then you're going to need a sharpener. And if you see, mine has two holes, so it has a larger hole and then a smaller hole. I look to see what pencils you get. If you buy pencils that will fit into the smaller hole, that's all you need. But if for some reason, say you got a chubby eyeliner, then you're going to you want one that has both. And then you're going to need a brown palette. It's going to have to be an eyeshadow palette that has a light and a dark color. And the reason why I say that is I want to make this as budget friendly as possible, and so we're going to be using the dark and light brown for your eyes, as well as for contouring your cheeks and the rest of your face for different effects that we're looking for. So this is what I have, but you can use, anything. And let's see, so it has light colors here, and then going on to the darker brown shades. So, but you can use anything. If there's one that you find at Walmart and it is Maybelline and it's two and it has one dark, one light, perfect. That's perfect. And then you're going to need foundation. Any full coverage foundation, preferably not a BB cream or like a tinted moisturizer, only because that's a very light, very sheer coverage, and you want to do full coverage, or if it doesn't say, then that's probably fine. You want to do closest to your skin tone, if not a shade darker. And then you're going to also need lipstick. The colors are outlined here for the roles that you're playing. So if you're a child role, you want nude or pinkish. If you're a teenager, you want nude or pinkish. Adult, nude, pinkish, or rosy. Male role, nude or pinkish. And then, like it states as well, I'm going to have this amazing palette. If you're in Shrek, you remember this. I'm going to have these creams with me, so we can add them to the lipstick you bought if for some reason you got it and it's just not exactly works well on stage or with your skin tone. We can customize it to work better. So that's good. And then you're also going to need makeup remover wipes. Any brand, whatever it is that you like, do not forget these. And make sure to get enough for every night, dress rehearsals, if you have a couple roles, if you need to take off your makeup afterwards when you're going out to greet people, just make sure you have enough. All right? And that's everything. Optional items, chapstick, I highly recommend that because your lips probably gonna get chapped. And then feel free to bring any of your own other stuff. If you have a bronzer, if you have other brushes, if you have other eyeshadows, if you want to use makeup brushes for eyeshadow instead of the little wand that it comes with, then bring that. You can bring whatever it is that you like that's your favorite. Let's begin. Okay, first, oh, and then the other thing, this is your face outline. So everyone's looks different because it is made for your role. So what I had done is here's an outline of a face, and then the lines are reference guides. So this is kind of the idea of where you're gonna put the dark, where you're gonna put the light, things that you can do to maybe make your look more realistic. But it is you. You have complete artistic freedom. So if there's something that you feel like your character would do better if it had more contoured cheeks, if it had less contoured cheeks, it's completely up to you. So just this is an idea, so go ahead and go off of that. Take notes on it and bring this on Friday with you to Tech Day 1 because this is how you're going to get your makeup station. And then we're going to put them up and we'll put them on the wall so that you can see them and see your notes. So do not forget these and do not lose them. Okay. Thank you. All right, so now we are going to do a basic face. So we're going to start off with applying foundation. First, you want to make sure you're starting off with a clean skin, clean and moisturized. If you had a really long day before, say this is a night there's school, clean your face before you put it on everything. Bring your moisturizer with you. We don't want to put makeup products onto a gross, disgusting, dirty old face. Sick. Okay, so first we're going to do foundation. And I like to use my hand as my palette. So go ahead and just put on a good amount. And then we want to use, you're going to get makeup wedges from me. So you can use your wedges. I'm going to use my pink one for this. So just put it in there and then just apply your foundation. And I'll fast forward this so you don't have to keep watching. Make sure to get under your eyes really well. And you really want to smear it in too and rub it around. Another thing about the foundation, if say you are an orphan or if you're somebody that's going to add a lot of effects to your face, then I would say just apply the foundation maybe in key areas, maybe your nose or maybe your forehead right here, because then we can use whatever is going on your face just to your advantage. Like say you didn't sleep well and you have bags on your eyes, leave them because we will use them. Okay, so just rub that in really well. And apply more. I mean, put it on until it's the coverage that you like. All right. And then after that, we are going to, we're going to do just the basic stage face. So I'm going to move on to the eyes right now, even though usually I probably would do a contour, doing the contour and that, but I'm going to do the eyes first because the contour I'm going to do in different stages of what kind of role that you're at. So for the eyes, a majority of people are just having a simple eye. So you're going to take your palette and then you're going to take, I'm going to use a makeup brush, but you can use your applicator, you can use a brush, use whatever it is you're most comfortable with. I'm going to do, if you have a medium tone, go ahead and use that, like this one right here. That tone is my medium. So I'm going to use that first. And I'm going to go in here and put that just kind of like as my base. And you don't want this to be too heavy just because of the time period that this is and everything that's going on. It's not like you're having a glammed up look. So you're going to have that as the background. And then you're going to do whatever your lighter shade is. You're going to add that right here. If you are male or needing to be a boy for this, I would just do a slight amount of the lighter color and just more do an all over, just like nude shade, whatever is the medium to lightest shade, and let's see what that looks like. And you're going to add a little bit of definition here, but not as drastic as if you're doing a woman's eye. And this is just to add depth, because when you're on the stage, I mean, people are so far away at some spots, they need to be able to see that there are things going on. So, and then you also want to add some lighter right underneath your eyebrow. All right, and then another thing, if you have the darker shade, if you are maybe an older woman in this, you want to go ahead and do a darker brown, because your eyes are probably going to be a little more set back, or they need to look like they're deeper. So if you are an older woman, then you're going to do a darker shade, and you're just going to really get it in that crease. And what we're doing is we are creating an illusion that your eyes are just really deep, because when you get older, your eyes tend to kind of like get back in your skin. So that's what I would do if you're older. All right, and then for the liner part of it, either black or brown, whatever it is that you have. And I would do this more depending on your age. If you're a child, I would do a very, very thin. More just to make it so your eyelashes just stand out a little bit. I mean, just the thinnest line like that. And then if you're maybe a teenager, I would do this a little bit thicker, draw it out a little bit more. And then this is for women's side. And I would do a little bit underneath here. I mean, just slightly. It's more just to make your eyes have a little more definition. If you're an older woman, then maybe do this maybe a little bit darker on top. For a male, we're gonna do this eye here. You're gonna just do slightly. Again, it's not to give you the look that you're wearing eyeliner, it's just to make your eyes stand out a little bit. Just a little bit, and then a little bit underneath. And we'll rub that in a little bit. So male, a little bit on the top, a little bit underneath, and then do the same. And then if you're a young child, a little bit on top, teenager, more on top, a little bit on the bottom as well. And then if you're an older woman, more on the top. Okay? And to do eyebrows. So if your eyebrow pencil has a little comb on it, go ahead and comb them out. All right, this is how eyebrows. So I'm going to keep with this one. This one is being the girl side. So you're just going to basically fill in what you already have. Maybe not so perfect. Say if you get your eyebrows done all the time, you don't need to have this just beautiful arch, okay? You probably weren't plucking your eyebrows then. So go ahead and just sort of fill it in so there's not any gaps, and so it's just more noticeable from the audience. And remember, you want light strokes. You don't want to, it's not a marker, you want to sketch. I mean, just like the lightest strokes. And just sort of just fill in what you have. And then if you do have the comb, then go ahead and comb it out afterwards, just so it kind of fills it a little bit more. Okay. And then for this side, so say you are a boy, and so you're going to say a male in the show. So you're going to go ahead and just fill in what you have as well. So same as this side, just fill in what you already have. Okay, now the next step is if you are, we'll talk about that later. So yeah, so both sides, just go ahead and fill in your eyebrows, what you already have. If you're a girl and staying a girl, fill it in. If you're a boy and staying a boy, go ahead and just fill those in. And then we want to do a little bit of the contour. So you're going to take your brush and you're going to use, for the basic look, we are going to use just like a medium shade here. I'm going to use this one. And where you're going to follow, if you look on your makeup guide, how it's right underneath, like just right under the cheekbones. So what you wanted to do is you're just wanting to give your face some definition. So you're going to follow basically along here, right underneath your cheekbones, kind of like a C. And it seems like a lot, and it is going to feel like a lot, but this is stage makeup. This isn't just your everyday out. See how there's that? And make sure to blend it. So see how my cheekbone, like it really pops it out there. If you have a lighter shade, a non-shimmery lighter shade, we're going to fill in. Go ahead and use that and go right on top of it, just to make it stand out even more. Role says that you need to have some rosy cheeks. Go ahead and try your lipstick first. If not, come and see me and I will give you something from here to give you a little bit of a rosy cheek. So that's what I'm going to use. So you're just going to apply it just really to the apples and then up. If you're a child, we want to do really the apples. If you're a woman, then we want to go ahead and do apples and then up. Okay, and then go ahead and apply your lipstick. So say you were I just picked for myself, I would consider this to be a nude sort of pinkish color. And then you want to do your mascara. And I'm just going to do the one side because then I'm going to go back and then do the other for the girl becoming a boy. And then we also, for the mascara, we don't want your eyes to look like you have fake eyelashes on, and we also don't want it to seem too diva-ish. So we're just going to do a light mascara. So go ahead and just kind of wisp it up like this. If you're a boy, one of the easiest ways that I think to put on mascara is just put your wand up and just blink, 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 blink. So just a regular mascara. Oh, sorry. Alright, so we're going to do for this side, and you're needing it so female and you're needing to look more male in the show. So what I'm going to do is so when you have if you look at men, they're definitely more, this is more pronounced here, and more kind of is like indent like this. And then their forehead, it also looks a little more shadowed. And then if you're an older man, I'm going to show you how to do a little bit of sort of like a beard kind of look. So we are going to do, so you're going to do your same eye, just a simple eye, the two different colors, and then a light eyeliner on top and a little bit on the bottom and smear it. And then we're going to contour, but it's going to be much heavier. So take your dark shade and go ahead and come in. And the same area is just going to be much darker. Especially if you're a soldier. If you're a soldier, you want this to be very drastic because it looks much more intense, like you're mean. So you want to have that be very, very intense. And then we're also going to come, see how it's like this? We're also going to come straight down. So then it looks more chiseled. See, like that, kind of like a step. And then the other part that we're going to add a line is right here. It just makes your face, like it just appears, it just changes how your face shape looks, and it looks more manly. It looks more structured. So you have a line right there, you have a line right here, and you have a line right here. Basically like the Tetris game, okay? And then we'll add a little highlight on top. So take your lightest color and right on top of that, on top of here, in front of here, and then in front of here. Okay? And then you're also going to, and just make sure that's not a harsh line, so you may need to blend it out a little bit, but it definitely is that you can see it. And then the next thing you're going to do is eyebrows. Eyebrows are going to be very critical in making this transformation as well. So you're going to really thicken up your eyebrow, maybe a little messy. It's not going to be this perfect arch and brow. So really just, it's still light strokes, but you really just want to get in there. So just kind of be messy, I guess. Messy and out of your line. Definitely to make it thicker. And don't forget the bottom. You want to do top and bottom. And maybe even if you have a brush, brush your eyebrows up. I mean, make them just look crazy, right? Another thing that's noticeable about men is that their eyes seem to be a little more deep set. So if you're a teenage boy or older looking, and definitely heavier and darker depending on how old you are in the show, we want to add a little more dark right here. And I'm just going to use my finger for that. So I'm going to do my darker shade, the same shade that I used for this. And just right here, right up to your eyebrow. It really just makes your eyes just look a little more set back. And you don't want this to look like it's eyeshadow. It just looks like it's a shadow. So you don't want it to be like a line of it, but just sort of like that. You know, where it's definitely, okay, so we have line here, thicker brows, line here, line down like that. Another area that we're going to add a little darkness to is around your nose, because usually guys have could have a wider nose, or their noses just seem not as delicate, I guess. So we're going to do a little darkening around there. Just a little bit. Okay. Men look crazy, don't they? Just kidding. All right. So then our final thing that if you're wanting to do, if you're an older man in the show and you're wanting to do a little bit of a shadow, like you have a beard, then we're going to go ahead and do that. Let's look to see what your darkest brown is in your palette, and then you might be able to use that. If not, you can come and use my dark brown blackish color. And so you're going to put a little bit on your brush. So I'm using this black all the way down here. I'm using this black color. And then you're going to start here and then come like this, like it's a shadow. Like you have hair that needs to be shaved. Just right along your jawline. Don't forget your chin. So like that. So it looks like that you have then a shadow of a beard that needs to be cut. And you would continue all the way around, but I'm not going to do that. And then the second step in this is going to be with a little tiny brush. We'll add a little tiny brush, and then some of the black that I have, we're going to add a little bit of lines, kind of like whiskers. Just the slightest. Just like stipple it on. And if you wanted, we could continue with this all the way up around for a mustache too. And then we want to just kind of work it in so it doesn't look harsh, but it looks like it's real. Okay. So that's how that's going to be for the man face. That's some ideas. We can work on it more once we're actually there on your face. So that's the basic idea for doing more of a man, switching to a man look. Okay, On this side, I'm going to talk about some ideas for the orphans. So don't use all of these. Maybe pick one that you really think that goes with your role or goes with your character, and then kind of perfect it and make it your own. So these are just ideas. Take your sheet and draw in what you're wanting to do so that you remember. So a few ideas that I have is tired, if you want to look tired. And then how we're going to do that is we are just going to make a bag, pretty much make a bag under your eye. So you're just going to take, and not a significant bag. I mean, it doesn't need to look like you've been abused or something, you know? So we just want to take just a little bit of the darker shade, and I would just use my finger. And we're just going to go right underneath the eye. And starting at the corner, because that's usually, I know when I have bags, that's where mine is darkest. And then in the corner too. So just kind of rub it in, starting here, and then bring it around. So just like that, just how it looks tired, you know, tired, a little exhaust, yeah, rough. So that's a bag. And then the other idea that I had is to make you look thinner. So that's just gonna just accentuate the contouring that you're already doing. That's a good way to look thinner. We also can add a little bit of dark to the side of your nose here, because that's gonna thin out your nose. So those are the two. So we'll add more to the side and then more to here to make you look thinner. The other thing is that yellowish or grayish skin. And I can help you with that. I can give you a little mixture of this. And then basically what I'm thinking is we can just because I know, just kind of unhealthy, you know, unhealthy looking. So it would just be a little bit of yellow, and I would say just kind of like adding it, you know, to your face. So it just kind of looks like you're just unhealthy, just like an unhealthy sort of glow. So that's what that would be. I mean, not too much. You don't want to look like you're the sun, but just kind of like a tint, you know, just like a yellowish tint. And then the other thing is to look dirty. And how we're going to make dirt is, I'll give you a little palette for you to have. I have this aloe gel. And so you're going to take the aloe gel and you're going to put it a little bit in your palette. Some of your dark brown shadow. And we're going to scratch it off into your palette, kind of like we're making a paste. So I have the gel, and then I scratched off some of this, and then we're going to mix it together. It kind of makes like a dirty paste kind of thing. Brownies. All right, and then you're going to take your sponge and just kind of dab it in there. And you want this to look realistic too. You don't want it to just be like a spot. So wherever your character would be dirty, you want to go ahead and just add it in. I'll go ahead and like work it into your skin. You know, I mean, it's okay if there's some chunks, but make it look like it's on there. You know, I mean, there could be some like, yeah, you really are dirty. But then other ones, and don't forget your hairline. I mean, you really want this to look real. So, I mean, if you got dirty, it wouldn't just be in one spot. It probably would be in multiple, you know, and some spots would be dirtier. So that's what you would do, is just wherever you're thinking, just go ahead and adding it in. Cool, right? And don't forget whatever areas are showing. I mean, if your ears are showing, don't forget your ears. If your neck is showing, you want to go ahead and add that. Oh, that reminds me of another part for the guys. If your neck is showing, if you're becoming a male, female becoming a male, if your neck is showing, we want to go ahead and contour your neck as well. So take your darker color, and we're going to do a line, and then we also want to do the Adam's apple a little bit. So we're going to do a line right here. So you would do both sides, and then we also are going to do a little bit like you have an Adam's apple. So then we would use maybe your eyeshadow, because that would be a little bit better control, and do a little under, like that. Because it's giving the illusion then, because then that's darker would be under the Adam's apple, so then it's giving the illusion that it's popping out. And then add a little highlight to the top of it as well. Oh, I'm a man. Okay. And then the last thing I wanted to cover was wrinkles. So if you're going to, let me wipe this off. Okay, wrinkles. Depending on how old you are, you're going to have more wrinkles than other times. So that dry off a little bit. So you're going to take your dark brown pencil. You can use your eyebrow pencil if you don't have a dark brown pencil as well. And you want to just go with your face already that you have, the wrinkles and the things that you do. So make some crazy faces and then just fill in. So do that and just fill in that line, and then we're going to add to it. So I would do a face like this and then just basically just fill in that crack. It's going to look crazy, but it'll look awesome on stage. So there, I would say people usually have wrinkles around their eyes. See, wrinkles around your eyes. So I would do that and then fill some of those. That's probably more setbacks. You want to highlight that. Another part is this. These jowls right here really get noticeable. So do this. And then also usually get baggy around here. So let's go. Right there. Okay. So now we're going to take the brown in an eyeshadow brush, and we're going to go in with your brown and go right on top of it, just to set it and to smear it more a little bit. And then let's not forget we're going to add in some highlight on top of it. So on your forehead, you want to go under because light would hit up. And then this one, we want to go lighter right here on top of it because still same idea. Your light is coming up like this. So there you go. The old. So you can add a little more, you can blend it more too, so it's more realistic, but this is just the basic idea. And you don't want to get too crazy either because you don't want it to appear muddy looking on stage. So go ahead and just, like blend it a little more, add a little more darker so it's blended out. But it's going to look really nice on stage. It makes a big difference. So go ahead and blend it more, and then we can try different stuff, adding more things, but that's the basic idea is you're just gonna line it and then add powder on top of it, then add highlighter and then blend it out. All right, well, that is everything. Yep, that's everything. You guys are so amazing, and it is just an honor to be here with you again, and you inspire me every day by all of the stuff that you do and just your willingness to try things and just give everything that you have, and I just love you, and I'm so glad to be here. Bye.